Hi everyone, welcome to practice. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Anna, this is AWH Yoga. So welcome to my new space. I apologize for it being an absolute work in progress, but we're all a work in progress in some way. So while I'm still figuring out the angles, please bear with me. Thank you so much for joining me and for your support and patience. So today's flow is going to be about feeling powerful and strong, but feeling still and sort of connected with ourselves in a really still and energetically still way. So I'm calling this a power flow down, and the intention is to have a lot of movement and warmth and strength as we flow through a pretty rhythmic vinyasa flow, but then to have some good still stretches and some powerful holds to really sort of bring everything and glue it together. So hopefully you enjoy this. We'll be together for about 60 minutes. Might change that later when I edit the video, we'll see. Again, if you have props, blocks would be absolutely ideal, but if you have something sort of this shape and size, anything that's like that can work. You can also bring blankets or towels or even pillows from the couch near your space on the mat, and that can help you as well. So remember to listen to your body and try to enjoy every asana and breath work that we move through, because there's no reason to have resistance as you move through this process. This is something for you to enjoy. Let's get started. Coming down to your mat, you're going to come into Vinyasa child's pose. Bringing your knees the width of the mat, bringing your hips down to your heels. Stretching forward on your mat, maybe crawling forward, being gentle with yourself in this first posture, and aiming to get your forehead to the mat. As you begin to bring your body into stillness, you may notice there are still some points of resistance. And just take a moment to notice how those present to you. Do those resistance points present as potentially strain or pain? Maybe stiffness? Maybe they sort of disallow you to sink as close to the mat as you'd like to? Maybe it's mental resistance. Maybe it's your mind that won't let go. And just know that that's completely natural. And just witness that. Continue to stay here and add to your witness list your breath. Now that your body has had a few moments to become more still, and we've informed the mind that it's next in line, let's notice the breath. Only way that we can move toward our goals or achieve the things we want to achieve, we have to know where we are first. So observing the body and observing the breath, this is our way to say, here's a status. Here's our check-in, our starting point. Let's take one deep breath together here in our child's pose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, soft sigh out of your mouth. Beautiful. Start to allow just a little bit of movement in the body as we move into a twist. So from your child's pose, reaching over to the right side, maybe your left arm begins to overtake that right arm. Keep your left hip grounded to your heels if you can. As soon as that starts to pop up, pull back a little bit. You'll notice that if you place your palms and fingertips strongly on the ground, you can create that energy and resistance so that you can really feel that stretch in the left side body, even if you're not turning really far over to the right. Take one more deep breath here. Exhale, soft sigh out of the mouth. Coming back into the center. Moving on to the other side, stretching over to the left. Maybe your right hand overtakes that left hand, keeping that right hip grounded down toward the heel. Being mindful of that point when it maybe says, nope, that's far enough. And get 2 really deep breaths here. As we move through these early asanas, you can choose to engage in your Ujjayi pranayama, where the back of the throat is gently constricted, or you can breathe in through your nose and gently out through your mouth. Come back into the center, and then a deep breath, inhale here. And then on your exhale, push down through both hips and pull your spine, your belly to your spine. And then as you move up, coming into a kneeling posture, I'm going to move into toe stand. So for me, I'm going to do simultaneously moving into toe stand while putting my hair up. I don't know the Sanskrit for that one, but hair pose, I guess. From here, curl both of your toes under and press back onto the balls of your feet and toes. And then this is where you need to really have a conversation with yourself. If you are comfortable, and this can be very intense, you can lean all the way back on your toes, stretching that spine long, chin parallel to the floor. Maybe your hands are in heart center. Breathing here. Or a modification would be keeping your palms down to the ground, and then you control how much goes into those toes. This can be super intense, and we never show our feet enough love. Thankfully, most of our feet are not going in their dress shoes as often still while we remain on semi-lockdown still, but even then, we just don't give our feet enough attention. One more breath wherever you are. And then moving into tabletop. And before you get too situated in your tabletop, uncurl both your toes and then sort of tap the tops of your feet down. Get that blood flowing again. And then come into stillness. Wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. A light but decent amount of pressure on the tops of your feet where your shoelaces would go. And then drawing everything gently toward the midline, but almost in sort of an invisible way. So you should know, but if I were watching you, I might not even know that's happening. And then as you broaden your chest open, also think about taking your shoulder blades and moving those apart. It seems really wild, but those two things can actually happen at the same time. Gently stretching that cervical spine so your neck is long, looking out maybe past your mat a little bit or to the top of your mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, soft sigh out of the mouth. Let some of the heat out. And then on your next breath, inhale deeply and then drop your belly down, chest and chin toward the sky for our cow pose. And then exhale back down through your cat pose, so drawing your belly button toward your spine, really feeling that stretch in the upper back. And then dropping down back to our cow pose. And then exhaling into cat pose. So I'll invite you to continue this on your own breath cycle. And also, if it's in your readiness level, I would also invite you to move into some organic movement. So when I say organic movement, it means it doesn't have to be too prescribed. It doesn't have to be exactly in some sort of guided order. Just listen to your body, see what it needs. Oftentimes in class, when this would come up as an option, I would peek around and see what other people were doing, and I would get ideas, and then I would go from there. It's a great way to feel out kind of where your body is today, what it needs, how to listen to it, and also to warm up our hips, shoulders, and spine. Couple more rounds like this, wherever your sort of modern dance movement is taking you today. And then when you're ready, coming back into stillness. Beautiful. Move into a little bit of balancing. So I want you to curl your right toes under just for a moment, and then just lift your knee off the ground, but keep the ball of your foot on the floor. So just feel what that feels like to have that change in the foundation points. Take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, stretch your right leg back. Keep everything else stable. So if you actually think of yourself as a table right now, you don't want to have something wobbling off the table by moving that foot out too far. So be really mindful of keeping those hips neutral and facing the ground, stretching that right foot back, keeping everything else the same. And then when you're ready, lift that right leg up just to hip height, which I always want to do way too much here. In fact, my friend Daniel often says to me, you know, I think you're a little bit past hip height. Are you sure you know where your hips are? In a very loving way, and I obviously don't sometimes. Deep breath in, exhale out, and then if you're comfortable, maybe you lift that left arm up. So you've got this diagonal balance going on, but keep that upper back soft, shoulders drawing away from the ears gently. One more breath. And then exhale back down. So left palm down and right palm down. Deep breath in to reset. Feels good to have all 4 points of our foundation on the floor. Let's move to the other side. So curling your left toes under. And before we move anywhere, just lift that left knee up. This is just a way to sort of start to feel what it's like to move just one hip, knee, point of foundation without sort of upsetting the apple cart or the table. So bringing that knee in for just a moment, feel what it's like, compensate if you need to, and then stretching that left foot back straight, keeping the ball of the foot on the floor. Take a deep breath in, exhale out, lift that left leg up. Find your hip height, keeping both of those hip bones pointed toward the floor, drawing that navel in gently, feeling everything coming into the midline. The strength comes from the core, and then when you're ready, lifting that right arm out, so you've got the diagonal balance. Thumbs toward the sky. Watch that left elbow to make sure that it doesn't get locked in place. Keep a gentle bend if you need to. One more breath. And then exhale, right palm comes back down, left leg comes back down. Really nice. Deep breath, inhale. And then exhale back out. Curl both the toes under. Hover the knees for just a moment. And then lift your hips to the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. This is our first downward facing dog of the practice, so I want you to be a little bit excited here. Get some dynamic movement going. This is your downward dog. You can do anything you want to here. Maybe you're pedaling, maybe you're what I call running the dog, where you lift your feet all the way up. Maybe you take, ooh, that was a good ankle pop. Take one foot up and roll the ankles, really stretching, pushing that left heel toward the mat as you do so, and then making sure you balance it on the other side. So one more breath with this movement, and then coming into stillness, looking forward between your palms, and I want you to roll forward through your plank, through your downward dog into your plank pose. So in your plank pose, shoulders are over your wrists. Feel that long line of energy, soften the upper back, lengthen the cervical spine. Take a deep breath here. And then on your exhale, lift your hips to the sky, coming back into downward facing dog. We'll do that a couple more times. So inhale, coming into a super strong plank. Exhale, ripple back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more like that. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, looking for between your palms, come up on your tiptoes, then bend your knees generously, and then bring your palms back to the back of the mat. Ragdoll at the back of the mat. So from here, bending forward, clasping both elbows, pulling yourself down toward the mat. You can really almost feel that traction in the thoracic spine. If clasping your elbows isn't comfortable for you, you can also be reaching toward the floor using your blocks here, bringing the earth to you. Either way, just stretching that sheath of the back body all the way through, And thinking of this as not only something that stretches hamstrings in the back of the legs, but is also lengthening the spine. Beautiful. Release your elbow clasp if you have that. Take a deep breath in and do a halfway lift. Keep those knees bent, Ardha Uttanasana. And then on your exhale, crawling back to your plank pose. Take a deep breath in your plank pose. Inhale. Exhale. And then lift your right leg, hovering off the ground for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, keep that right hip pointed toward the ground. 1 more breath. And then release that right leg down. Left leg up, hovering strong. Bringing that navel toward the spine. Keeping that upper back soft. 2 more breaths. Super strong here. You got this. And then bringing that left leg back down. Now, lift your hips toward the sky, coming back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Look forward between your hands, and then tiptoe to the front of your mat, coming into ragdoll quickly at the front. 1 more little stretch, and here I want you to sway side to side. So as you find what's comfortable for your feet, which could be hips width or farther apart, get a little sway. And as you sway, still focus on having all 4 corners of the feet pressing down. And as you do this alternate movement, you can feel where are you feeling that stretch. Right here in the back, sort of in between where our backs of our thighs are meeting our glutes. 1 more breath. Exhale fully. Moving into a side twist. Place your right palm between your feet, and where your fingers start should be kind of where your toes are. Grounding down through all of those points of foundation, your hands, fingers, and feet, and then bend your right knee and twist your left arm up toward the sky. Twisting here. And maybe you could actually, if you want to keep your hand on your hip, that's okay. It's a little early for these types of spinal twists. 1 more breath. And then exhale back down. So straighten that right knee. What I usually do is kind of gently bend both knees and place my chest onto my thighs to sort of reset. Inhale. Exhale, palms down, other side. So now you're going to place your left palm in between your feet. Gently bend that left knee, straighten the right, and twist up toward the right. If it's in your practice, you may also take the opportunity here to bind, or maybe leave your arm up, or hands can be on your hip. 1 more breath here. Feeling that twist, and then releasing back down. Hands go flat on the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and then root to rise, lifting straight up and strong. Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. Hopefully you guys can see my hands with this angle. Bringing your hands to prayer, and then down by your side into our mountain pose. So we're going to keep warming up the body here with a couple sun A's that will prepare us for some fun stuff in the middle. So inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then stepping your right leg back, drop the right knee, lifting up, Anjaneyasana. 1 breath here. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Placing your palms back down, uncurl your right toes, coming up into your low lunge. Placing your right hand here, curling up toward the left side. Twisted lunge. 1 breath here. Exhale, hands down, and back into your plank pose. Now you can move through your chaturanga with your knees down or not, wherever you're ready for. And exhale back down to your downward facing dog. 1 breath here. Exhale out, looking forward between your palms. Hop, step, or float to the front of your mat, landing in your halfway lift with your knees bent. Exhale, forward fold, root to rise, coming all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, drawing your tailbone to the floor. Exhale, hands through heart center, down by your side. Keep going. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, stepping that left foot back. Drop the left knee, uncurl the toes, coming up, Anjaneyasana. 1 breath here. Feeling that stretch in the hip flexor. Exhale, hands down. Placing them on either side of your right foot. Uncurl your left toes, coming up on that left leg. You can also keep your knee down as you peel the right side open, moving into that twist. One breath here. Exhale, hand down. Bringing the right leg back to meet the left, moving through your Chaturanga Dandasana or your upward cobra. Back down, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. One breath here. Exhale out. Looking forward between your palms, hop, step, or flow to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise. Inhale, arms up. Down by your side. Tadasana. You know where we're going. Work that in your own breath cycle. You can just mute me in your imagination if you need to. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, stepping that right foot back. Drop the knee, coming up, Anjaneyasana, one breath. Exhale, bringing your hands down, uncurling, coming into that low lunge, twist, holding for a breath. Exhale, back down, stepping that left foot back, choosing your Chaturanga. Remember, substitutions always allowed. Always allowed. Deep breath in downward dog. Exhale out. Look forward between your palms. Hop step. Maybe you float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise. Getting some warmth in the body now. Picking up some speed. One more side like this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, stepping that left foot back. Drop the knee, uncurl the toes. Lift up Anjaneyasana. One breath here. Exhale, hands through heart center. Placing them down to that low lunge. Bring that left leg up, twisting from the navel. Right arm up. One breath here. Exhale, back down. Bring that right leg back. Maybe you go straight to downward facing dog. Maybe you do your Chaturanga. Maybe you do some push-ups. And then you go through your Chaturanga Dandasana. Wherever you are, meet me in downward facing dog. 2 cleansing breaths. Inhale. Exhale, side out audibly. Inhale. Just do it. No one can hear you, not even me. Inhale, looking forward between your palms. Hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands through the center, down by your side. Tadasana. Nice. I hope you guys are feeling warm. I definitely am. Let's keep going in our power flow down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Now stretching that right foot back, lifting up Anjaneyasana, and then listen for the change. On your exhale, coming back into your half split for one whole breath. Exhale, and then coming forward, lifting that left leg back up, popping the left one to meet the right, moving through your Chaturanga or not, coming into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Deep breath here. Exhale out. Looking forward between your palms. Hop, step, or flow to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Hastasana, Exhale, hands down by your side. Other side. Inhale. Exhale, half forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, stepping your left foot back. Drop your knee, Anjaneyasana. One breath. On your exhale, coming back into your half split. One breath, hold. Exhale. Coming back into your low lunge. Uncurling that left leg, bringing the right back to meet it. Super strong and still. Pitching forward, squeezing elbows in. Urdhva or Cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. 2 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, side out. Inhale. Side out. If you want to keep the heat in, use your Ujjayi Pranayama. You want to let the heat out. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, looking forward between your palms. Hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale. Exhale. All the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands through heart center. Down by your side. Let's keep adding on. You guys are doing amazing. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. You got this. Inhale, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana, hands down, stepping your right foot back into low lunge. Drop the right knee, uncurl the toes, coming up Anjaneyasana. On your exhale, Coming back down into your half split, take a breath. Exhale out, and then coming back into your low lunge. Now listen for the change. Bring your left foot back to meet the right, but hover. Deep breath in, exhale out. Now bend the knee, and then peel your body open into a modified Vashisthasana. Exhaling, arm extending. Deep breath here. Exhale back down, keeping that foot hovered, and now place it underneath the body. Fallen triangle, right arm up. Inhale. Exhale back down. Bringing the right knee up, and then popping into sort of a scorpion tail, and then exhale, bringing it back down. Downward facing dog, peeling forward, plank pose. Drop your knees, inhale, pitching forward, Urdhva or Cobra. Meet me in downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Keep the heat in or let the heat out, your choice. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Look forward between your palms, hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Land in your halfway lift with your knees bent slightly. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by your side. Take a deep breath here. Slow down. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale. Other side, let's go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands down, left foot steps back. Drop that left knee, uncurl the toes. Anjaneyasana, 1 breath here. Exhaling, coming back down through your half split. 1 breath here. And then exhale, moving forward. Pop that left knee back up. Have the right come to meet it. Hover. 1 breath. Bend the knee. Modified Vashisthasana. Inhale. Exhale, hands back down. Keep it up. Crossing under the body. Falling triangle. Inhale. And then exhale. Keeping it up. Scorpion half. Coming back down into downward facing dog. Strong biceps in. Peeling. Ripple forward. Drop your knees or not. Skip it all together. You decide. Meet me in downward facing dog. 1 deep breath. Exhale out. Looking forward between your palms. Hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. Down by your side. All right, you know where we're going. If you want to, in this round, you can add some push-ups in your chaturanga, or come from scorpion and keep 1 leg up and do 1-legged chaturanga. It's your decision. You pick the level. All right, let's do this. Inhale. I'm out of breath 2. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping that right foot back. Drop the right knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, 1 breath, 1 movement, half split. Inhaling, coming back forward. Uncurl the right knee. Left comes to meet it. Hover. Bend the knee. Hopping to the side. Modified Vashisthasana. Super strong. Back through center. Hover. Stretching that left leg under the body. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it hovering. Moving into your half scorpion, and then keeping that leg up, maybe rippling forward. 1-legged chaturanga if it's in your practice. Meet us in downward dog, wherever you are. 1 breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, look forward between your palms. Hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Keeping the shoulders soft as we progress with this heat. Down by your side. 1 more side, guys. Inhale. You know where you're going. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping that left foot back. Drop the knee. Uncurl the toes. Anjaneyasana. Inhale. Exhale, half split. Inhale, back to low lunge. Exhale as you move your left leg up. Right goes to meet it. Hover. Bend the knee. Moving into your modified Vashisthasana. Exhale. Hover. Crossing the leg under. Maybe you hover the leg there. Find your challenge point. Coming back. Half scorpion here. Bringing that back down. Maybe you keep the foot up in the air. Maybe you do some push-ups here. You find your level. Wherever you are, work with your breath and meet me in downward facing dog. One breath here. When you feel like you have fully arrived in downward dog, don't cheat yourself. Drop the knees, move into child's pose or puppy pose. 5 to 7 breaths. Let the heat out by opening the mouth. Open mouth, exhale, releases that steam valve in the body. Find a way to make this a reset. Let everything go that happened before. When you're ready and you've had enough sips of reset air, feel the mat beneath you and notice all the parts of your body that are touching the mat or maybe touching other parts of your body, and just drink that in. And slowly bring some energy to the body. You can come through tabletop. Maybe you want to move through another chaturanga. Whatever's in your practice right now. I'm going to move into downward facing dog from my tabletop pose. I'm going to look forward between my palms. Hop, sip, or float to the front. Land in halfway lift with bent knees. Inhale. Exhale. And then coming up into Utkatasana, chair pose. So instead of coming up to our Urdhva Hastasana, coming up to our chair pose. Whoa, maybe. Weights in the heels. Making sure that your knees are tracking over your center toe. Nice soft back, soft shoulders. Your arms can be here with your biceps turning in, pinkies toward each other, or you can be here in heart center with me. Wherever you are, take a deep breath. Nice. And from here, we're going to move into awkward pose. So I prefer my feet hips width distance apart. Move into a little bit of balancing. So move your hands kind of into zombie arms. Keeping that weight in the seat and the heels. One breath here. Sink down another inch. Nice. Really feel that in this sort of outer hips, squeezing those in toward the midline. And then come up on the tiptoes. And try not to let anything else in the body do any work except for right here. Take 3 breaths here. An awkward pose. Nice. Maybe sink down another inch. Feel that in the quads and in the outer hips. And then when you're ready, keeping your palms facing forward but rotating your arms, coming into sort of airplane arms. Keep your chest the same or maybe pitching slightly forward. Deep breath in. On your exhale, clasp your hands behind you if you can, bringing those down. You can always go for opposite elbows as well. And then in one motion, we should open the chest up and then pitching forward as you pull the heels to the ground. Forward fold with your arms bound. Deep breaths here. Definitely not easy. One more breath. Nice. And then releasing your palms to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. And then we're going to do Padahastasana. So placing your palms underneath your feet. And maybe letting your wrists get a nice massage from your toes. Couple breaths here as you engage sort of the biceps and the hamstrings, pulling yourself down on your inhale, and then your exhale, really releasing in. Every time we do Padahastasana, so much going on in the back of the legs here, more than a forward fold, because you're using that internal lever, your own body strength. One more breath. And then release your hands. Maybe do a couple wrist circles, be gentle. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, coming back into your Utkatasana chair pose. I'm gonna do that one more time. So as you sink down, bringing your arms into our zombie arms for awkward pose, pulling the seat down further. You should be able to lift your toes up, all the weights in the heels. One more breath. And then coming up onto your tiptoes, keeping that weight distribution super strong in the back body. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Can you soften your shoulders, soften your jaw, and then bringing your arms back behind you for airplane arms, making sure those knees are tracking over those toes still, bringing your palms together, opening the chest, and then on your exhale, bending forward as you release your heels to the ground. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then releasing your hands back down onto the ground. I'm going to change positions. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Coming back into your Utkatasana chair pose. Take a breath here. And then I want you to lift your right. So this is where we wanted to not have things fall off the table. So try to keep your hips exactly parallel, but just lifting that right leg up. Bring your heel towards your glute. So one-legged, sort of modified chair. And then stretching back into your crescent pose legs, making sure you have enough space for your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out, moving into crescent twist. So pitching forward, squeezing these outer hips in, trying to get these parallel and strong. Right elbow over that left leg into our twist. Pressing the palms together, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. One breath here. Let's move into some options. So you can take sort of level 1, placing your palm down and coming into a twist. Maybe as you move into your twist, you can move into a bind with that left arm. Or maybe you want to try twisted half moon. So from your twisted crescent pose, you can use blocks or props to assist. You can have your hands in a couple places. So you can be sort of 5 or 8 inches in front of your big toe, inside your foot or outside. If you're inside your foot, place your left hand on your waist, lifting up. Maybe it's about 8 inches forward, depending on your arm size. Lifting that left leg, right leg up and twisting open. You can also open your left hand up. Wherever you are, lengthen that cervical spine, shooting the energy out of the crown of your head. One more breath here. And then coming back down into your crescent legs and then back through your twisted crescent lunge. One breath here. Exhale back down into your low lunge, moving your left foot back to meet the right, moving through chaturanga, maybe some push-ups, maybe just straight back to downward facing dog, you choose. Inhale in your downward dog. Exhale, look forward between your palms, hop, step, or flow to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now coming back up into Utkatasana yet again. So this is the last side. Make it count. Dropping down into our heels. Take a deep breath. And now you're going to take that left heel and move it so you don't want to upset the table. Left heel to left glute. So try to keep everything the same. Okay? And as you bring that up, stepping back into our crescent legs, find your balance there. And then tipping forward, left elbow finds the outside of that right leg. 2 breaths here. Once you're stable, you can decide which variation you want to work on. Maybe you drop your left palm, right arm extends up. Maybe you're in a bind. Maybe you're in some version of this. Maybe you're ready for your twisted half moon, placing the block, and maybe lifting that leg, peeling open that right side body, finding smooth breath. One more wherever you are. And then as carefully as you came up, coming back down into those crescent legs, into our crescent twist. One breath here. And exhale, palms back down, moving through your chaturanga. I will challenge you to 5 push-ups. I'll do 2, you do 5, and maybe you do neither of those. Meet me in downward facing dog. Take 2 good breaths in downward dog. And then from here, we're gonna move into pigeon pose. Lifting your right leg up hip height, bringing knee to your nose, crossing that right ankle behind left wrist, right knee behind right wrist. Finding pigeon. Maybe you look behind you to see if that left leg is coming straight back from the hip. Adjusting it if you need to. Maybe you're using one of your props underneath your side hip to bring the earth to you. But all of us are going to tell our bodies it's time to come down. And when you feel ready, stretching up through the chest, really proudly open that chest, and then crawling down into your sleeping pigeon. Remembering that this is a pretty intense hip stretch, and we got a lot of energy going at the beginning of our practice, and this is the first time that we're telling our body to bring it down a couple notches. So be mindful of where those resistance points might be, and really give your body the opportunity to shift. Maybe if you notice that point between when your breath starts to smooth and slow down, when your mind starts to settle, just take a note of that. Take a note of when your body switches gears. Nice. Feel free to stay here longer if you need to. It's the beauty of this being a video. What was I saying? Meet me in your imagination. You can certainly do so. But if you're ready like I am to come back up, gently bring yourself up using your hands to come back toward your body. Take another moment to get some length. And then you can either come out of this by moving your left leg around or getting a little bit of a counter stretch by coming through your downward facing dog, opening that hip up, and then coming back down into our downward facing dog to prepare for the other side. So inhale your left leg up, bringing the knee toward the nose, arching the spine, and then dropping that left knee behind the left wrist, left ankle behind right wrist. Taking your time, there's no rush. Making sure that right leg is coming straight out behind you, using whatever props you need to feel strong and stable. And remembering too that your body is different on each side and that your body is different every day. So we have to honor only, we can only honor where we are today. There's only now. Take a deep breath in when you're ready, get some extra length, and then come back down into your sleeping pigeon. You can also use your props here. If you want to make this restorative, but the earth isn't close enough to you, you can absolutely use props to bring that to you. Restorative simply comes in when we take the pressure off the body parts to sort of hold themselves up. So when you use something like a block to hold yourself up, it takes the pressure off your neck and becomes a truly restorative posture. So I want you to know that that's available to you even when you're not able to fold onto the ground. Get 5 deep breaths in here. every breath, we just soften in a little more, surrender in a little more. Let your body make that shift. And when you're ready, gently remove any props you may have been using. Take a deeper inhale and then bring your hands back toward the body, giving that one more opportunity for length, and then coming either back around or through your downward facing dog, whichever makes you feel even and complete. And then meet me in a seated posture. We're going to move through a twist, Vinyasa. So in your Dandasana pose, finding your sits bones, keeping energy in the legs, toes toward the ceiling. I want you to bring your right knee into the chest, sole of your right foot on the ground. Now stay here, or you can cross your right leg over your thigh. If your foot pretty much is flat on the ground or can be flat on the ground, go ahead and do the twist. If not, go ahead and keep that here. You're going to get great benefits out of the posture either way. So from here, again, sort of re-establish the presence of your sits bones to ground you. Place your right palm on the ground beneath you. Lift your left arm up, inhale, and then exhale, twisting back toward the right. Maybe you hook your left elbow on your right thigh, and then use your hand to crawl back, gently offering gaze over the right shoulder, if that's comfortable for you, or allowing your neck and your gaze to stay forward. This is much more comfortable for my body. I'm getting a deeper twist here, so we usually say twisting from the navel up, but here you're getting a little bit more of the body beneath the navel. One more breath. And then gently untwist, so with absolute care. And then help your right leg back over, not because it can't do it, but because this is the way that your body connects to itself, shows itself love, and it helps it feel safe. Extending the right leg out. A deep breath in here to reset. Exhale out. And bringing that left knee into the chest. Sole of the left foot is on the floor. Again, same process. If you want to cross over and see, does my foot kind of go all the way to the floor? And then if it does, you're ready to go. If not, placing it back down parallel, also going to get great benefits. Lifting your right arm up, inhale, and then twisting over to the left, maybe hooking that left elbow in. You can also reach around your left leg, which is actually sometimes so much better for me, and then your left hand diagonally out with your gaze aiming toward your left shoulder, or maybe not. That's what's so great about yoga, is it's like a buffet menu, and you just take what you need until you're satisfied. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. And as you exhale, slowly untwist. And again, be mindful and careful with your body, helping your left leg back over, helping it go down, showing the body some love. 2 more postures and our power flow down, and then we can move into our Shavasana, final resting pose. So again, starting in Dandasana, energy through the legs. We're going to move into seated tree and sidewinder. So bring that right sole of the foot into the inner thigh. If this is difficult for your knees, you can certainly grab a prop here. And then locate those sits bones again. Inhale, both arms up this time. And then lift and lengthen before you fold. Maybe your left knee is slightly bent. Maybe your hands are here with your knee bent, and really moving your fingers and hands toward the body as you lengthen the spine. Maybe you have that lift and lengthen, you're folded all the way over. Wherever you are, 3 good deep breaths here. body. And then I want you to take your left leg and move it out about 15 or 20 degrees or so, and then move your right heel away from the inner part of your groin, and then place your right hand diagonally behind you, and then peel your body up, really dancery and graceful in a sidewinder. Feeling the stretch from the tippy pinky toe all the way through that side body, all the way out. I feel like I can get another 3 inches of height. Maybe one day I'll really be 5'7". One more breath. And then bring everything back down gently. Beautiful. Move into the other side. Side note, I don't actually know if that's what that posture is called, but that is what I call it. One deep breath here to reset. Inhale. Exhale. Gently bring that left foot in, so the left sole of the foot and the inner right thigh. Locate the sits bones. I always do this in seated postures. You don't necessarily need to move the flesh away from your sits bones. In fact, sometimes that's not really what we want to do, but you do want to sort of locate them and find your center. Inhale, arms up, and then folding forward over that right leg. Be sure to get that lift and lengthen before you fold. And as you learn your body more and every day, you'll notice what a difference there is between lifting and lengthening and folding forward and just sort of dumping your body forward. So be really mindful of that as you move through your practice. Folds are about length. Wherever you are, let's get 2 more really good breaths here. And then coming up maybe taller than you started, crawling the hands back toward the body, moving into sidewinder. Take that right leg out about 15 or 20 degrees, moving the left heel away from the groin, placing your left palm behind you diagonally, and I like to sort of sweep the floor, coming back up. Maybe your right foot's flat on the ground, feeling that stretch from your pinky toe and your big toe all the way through that right side body, getting a couple more inches of length. Always be mindful of your back. Let your back tell you how far to go when you're ready. Coming back down to the earth. Fallen star. It could be called that. I don't know. Okay, really nice job, guys. From here, we're going to come onto our backs, do a basic spinal twist, and then we're good. Bring the right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze, and then take your left hand and clasp it on the opposite outside of your right knee and bring it over to the left side body. You can even follow it with your gaze and then peel the right side open. When I first started practicing, I always thought these things had to happen sort of in opposing order at the same time. I recently took a class which said kind of follow it over and then peel open. 3 deep breaths here in our spinal twist. Aiming to have that cross shoulder on the floor, using a prop underneath your knee if you need to, and really sinking in. And gently sort of unpeeling the corkscrew, coming back through. Right leg comes in for just a moment, make it symmetrical. Bringing that right knee back down to meet the left, and then bringing that left knee into the chest. Hugging it in for just a moment, and then doing the same thing on this side. So using your right hand on the outside of your left leg, pulling that over to the right, maybe follow it all the way over, using your prop if you need to, and then peeling yourself open to the other side, letting your gaze fall wherever is comfortable for your neck today. Take 3 deep breaths here. Giving our body enough time to smooth out the breath in this twisted asana. And then coming back gently through center again. Bring that right knee in to meet the left, hugging your knees in together and moving through a happy baby. So happy baby, you can clasp the outside of your ankles, and really arms in and hands out is the best. You can also do whatever works for yogi toe grip, which doesn't always work for me, but whatever you're doing, you want to keep your sort of small of your back on the ground. So if you're kind of up here, maybe you need to just have the outer part of your leg held. In a supportive and loving way, you can rock side to side. You can extend one leg, extend the other. You can just stay here in stillness. Wherever you are, get one more good full sip of air. And then bring the knees back into the chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Bring the neck up to meet them. Turn into a tiny little ball. And then let everything go on your exhale. And move into your Shavasana, our resting posture. Here is where I truly invite you to let everything go. Let go of your practice. Let go of the need to control your breath work and just return it to its normal cadence. Let go of the need to make any judgments or assessments in any way. This is your opportunity to be here, to feel the gift of being present. Stay here for a few beautiful breaths, and I will let you know when it's time to come back into the room. Slowly bring movement into your fingers and toes. And allow that movement to ripple through into your hands and feet, into your arms and legs. And then use that gentle current. Bring both your knees into your chest one more time. Hugging them close. And then keeping your eyes closed if that's comfortable for you. Pressing over to your left side into a fetal position. And then I want you to take the deepest breath you've taken all practice. After that breath, carefully use your right hand to press yourself back up to a seated posture. We will begin to close our practice together today. And as we bring this journey to an end and we prepare to take our beautiful practice and its benefits off the mat, I want you to take this opportunity to say something kind to yourself. And hold on to that as we close our practice. It's been truly an honor to guide you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Lifting both arms up, inhale. And bringing hands through heart center, gentle exhale. Inhale, thumb knuckles to your third eye. We bow together. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's practice, our power flow down. I certainly enjoyed leading you today. See you soon.